Raise your fist to the air. Tunes brothers everywhere. Rockin' loud, feel the sound. Tunes brothers smashing ground. Whoa, rebels with guitars in hand. Raise your fist. Raise your fist.
Okay, welcome into Tunes Brothers. I am Rob, that is Lewis, and that is Dave. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Good.
Hey, did the entry theme have a slight pause for you guys? Because it paused for about a second, then it went on. What, you did that?
I didn't do anything.
I
Oh,
didn't notice anything.
I really wasn't paying attention, so maybe it did. I don't know.
I rechecked my connection to make sure I was 100% accurate. I mean, in there, and it seems to be. It doesn't push it any further.
Should be all right. All right. Anything new with you, gentlemen?
No, just went over the Kiss thing one more time, and I'm like, ooh, but yeah, it is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And when you hear the shit I got to say, you're going to really be either laughing or going,
I listened to a lot of Aerosmith songs.
Did you?
Mm.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
all right now.
well, let's put it this way. If it sucked, it wasn't on my original list.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I only added
I think
like
it might have
4.
been.
You added 13 songs, and you're probably going to end up 5 more than that. It went from 30, and that was nice enough to add 3 more, and then you added another 10. It's up to 43 songs now.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I can say without giving anything away, I kept a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I already knocked out a bunch, even from the original list that I came up with. It's not going to be just my list stands and I got rid of everything else. There's going to be songs, well, about 13 of them I'm getting rid of from my own original list. So it's not like I'm going to be stubborn and pig-headed about it.
That wouldn't be like you at all, Lewis.
No, not at all.
Well,
All
that is
right.
like me. That's why we're not
Speaking
doing it.
of picking songs, we are doing the warning and each of our playlists. Now, I don't know. You guys can cover it when we get to you. For me, if something's not on a playlist, mind you, it does not mean I don't like it. It does not mean I wouldn't go listen to it if I was in the mood. Over the years in constructing playlists on thumb drives for cars, I always used to make the mistake of putting every goddamn song in my file list that I like. And then I end up spending more time of my drive skipping to find a song I want to listen to than actually listening to it. So when I had this playlist in mind, it was songs that I could listen to no matter what mood I'm in, and it wouldn't bother me and I wouldn't need to skip. So that's how I went about it. Louis?
Yeah. Well, in a way I did 2 playlists, but it's very simple to explain that. I have the primary list, and then I have additional songs if I wanted to expand a little bit. So when we go through each album, I'll just kind of give a rundown without having to repeat the list twice with added songs. It'll be understandable once it's my turn.
Davey?
Yeah, well, what I found is how many songs I actually included off each album, which is unusual because normally when I put a playlist together, it might be 2 or 3 per album for, like, say, Kiss. I have 2 or 3 songs per album to make the playlist. This one got a fair few. But it was interesting, and I actually listened to the playlist the other night at work, so
Well,
I
would think that maybe a part of that is with a band like Kiss, you've listened to those songs for 40 years. Warning's still relatively new, so there's no burnout factor there. No pun intended. But who knows? I initially had a lot fewer, and then I felt bad. So I had to I think I listened to every one of these albums like 5 times in the last couple days. And then I added too many because I was trying to make up for not having enough. So then I went back and listened again. I'm like, yeah, I was just being nice with that one. And Like I said, there's a lot of songs, especially what I've noticed with the warning, especially on the EP and the first album. There are songs with really good parts, but the rest of the song is okay. So then I had to weed those out. Well, I only added that because of this one little nuance that they do vocally or whatever. But overall, the song I wouldn't want to listen to every day. So we'll find out. It'll be interesting. And we will start with the EP Escape the Mind. And Lewis, how do you want to do this, Louis? This was your brainchild. You want to each go through a song off the playlist, or you want each person to list every song they chose off each album?
I think list per album would be the best way to go.
All
Otherwise,
right.
we're going.
You'll list all your playlist songs off the EP.
Yeah. So off the
Okay.
EP, technically, it'll just be free falling, but I feel like expanding it. Escape the Mind piano version would be added to it, and I'm done with that album.
Davey.
Gee, ring the bell. Because off that
Really?
album, yep, I have Free Falling and Escape the Mind piano only version.
Where's my fucking bell? Okay. Here
I
I
think
thought I was
they're
going to be
the two standouts for me.
I thought I was going to be an asshole on this one, but I only chose one, and it's Take Me Down. That freaking riff is just unbelievable.
Why, you didn't go with Free Falling?
I like this entire EP. Obviously, I prefer the symphony version versus the piano version.
Yeah, I thought you were going to pick Escape the Mind. You loved it so much in the other video.
That's why, and I knew of all people you were going to be the douche that tried to call me out on shit. That's why I prefaced early on
tomorrow
that I need to have songs that I can listen to no matter the mood. Every song on Escape the Mind I enjoy. Every one of them.
They're all good.
Yeah. Which is incredible when you consider that's their first effort at recording ever. But when it comes down to what would I listen to on purpose and or not want to skip if I was in a different mood, Take Me Down's the only one that stuck out.
It's a good song, but I reckon if you ask most Warning fans, Free Falling would be the one.
Really?
They definitely pick off that. Yeah, because it sounds more like the Warning.
Especially if they like the heavier stuff.
Fair enough. I guess give me 1 second here. Risking copyright.
I mean, I could be wrong. The comments might.
Well,
be wrong,
yeah, I just can't. That riff and Take Me Down is just addicting to me. The other songs I enjoy, and I'll just leave it at that. Just not enough to say I'd always be in the mood for it.
Yeah, well, that's fine because it's your playlist. So
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Okay. 21st Century Blood, their first actual LP. Louis.
Okay, so going in album order of the songs, that's the way I did it. I have 21st Century Blood, Shattered Heart, Survive, When I'm Alone, Runaway, and River Soul. But Our Mistakes would be the added song if I expanded, which sits between Survive and When I'm Alone.
So how many tracks was that off that album?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 initial, and an added one would make it 8.
No. You didn't list 7. You listed 5 and then 1 additional.
I did 21st Century Blood. That's a song.
Right.
Shattered Heart.
Yep.
Survive.
Yep.
When I'm Alone.
Yep.
Runaway. River
Yep.
Soul. That's 6,
Okay.
right?
Okay,
And then
that's
Our
6.
Mistakes would be
That's
7
the one I
if
forgot.
added that in.
Yeah, River Soul's the one I missed.
Okay.
All right, Davey.
I don't feel so bad now because I thought, wow, I probably picked too many songs, but I picked 7 as well. Initially, I picked all of them, and then I had to take some off because I thought, well, that's just might as well just play the album. So I went with 21st Century Blood, Survive, Shattered Heart, Black Holes, Louis, Our Mistakes, When I'm Alone, and Show Me the Light.
All right. Pay attention, Louis, because I chose 21st Century Blood, Shattered Heart, Survive, When I'm Alone, Runaway. So I had every one of yours in order that you just listed them, with the exception of River's Soul or Rivers. Yeah.
Um, yeah, because I just went down to how they appear on the album, so
Yeah,
the
me
order is
too.
going to be the
Me
same.
too. Yeah.
I figured why make
Yeah.
yourself crazy trying to pick an order?
The
But
river was close, but I kind of like
you
Dave. I
blow
was
hot
like,
and
I
cold with
damn
that
near got
song.
over half of the first album here.
You blow hot and cold with that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, I remember you said in the thing you said, "What's the song that gets faster at the end?" I go, "That's River
That's
Soul."
actually Survive is the
And
song
I
I was thinking.
listened to Survive. Doesn't really have the same pickup speed as River
Oh
Soul.
yeah. Oh yeah. And it gets a
It
lot
gets a
harder too.
little, and then you say, "Oh, that song's really awesome. We should play the whole thing." And then wish we could play the whole thing. And then we got to the thing. You said, neither one of those songs belong on that album."
They
I'm
don't.
like, "What do
They
you
don't.
do?"
But the one I was thinking about is Survive, and maybe you don't hear it, but I just listened to it, and I listened to it live as well
Okay,
today on YouTube
it picks up
from
speed
way
better.
back at the early youth, and it does. They play it, and then it picks up speed, and it gets louder and louder and louder and more intense the whole way to the end.
Hmm. No, I never caught
I'm
that part.
I'm surprised my American brother didn't go with Black Holes with me.
I don't
Are you
care.
taking it off just because it's got "Don't Hold On" in brackets?
No. Although that would be justified. But no, I don't. And you can ask my wife, you can ask Darren. Very rare are you going to hear me playlist a ballad. Very, very rare. It's got to be something epic. And I love that song. And I love most of the Warnings ballads. But when I make a playlist, I'm driving. So I want something more upbeat. Once in a great while, I'll make a mood music if I'm going to go for a night cruise or something. But for the most part, I try to stay away from ballads on playlists because most of my music listening is on the road.
So you would do like ballads collectively if you put them all together.
Yeah. I'll do something where it's all ballads or mid-tempo type stuff because that's the mood I'm in. But that's usually a spur of the moment. Let me grab a thumb drive because I'm in a ballad mood, throw a bunch on, and then that's the only time I listen to it.
Okay.
All right. On to the what do they call those things again? Jesus Christ almighty.
Concept.
I forgot concept album. Queen of the Murder Scene, Louis.
Now this is a big list, which is practically 3/4 of the whole album. Because I love it so much. Okay, I got Dust to Dust, or Ugh, depending on who reads it. The One, Stalker, Red Hands Never Fade, The Sacrifice, Dull Knives Cut Better, Queen of the Murder Scene, Psychotic, Hunter, and in between Sacrifice and Dull Knives, I would put Sinister Smiles if I expanded the playlist.
If you expanded it,
Yeah.
because it's so small to begin with.
I mean the whole playlist of all the albums together.
It might have been easier if you just said what you didn't put on from that album.
Yeah. That could be true.
I think we can see what Lewis's favorite Warning album is.
I just excluded these 3 tracks.
Okay, Dave.
I didn't have that many, and I had some different ones to Lou as well. But we knew that was going to happen. So I had Dust to Dust, Crimson Queen, The One, Dull Knives Cut Better, even with brackets, Queen of the Murder Scene, and The End with brackets, Stars Always Sing. Yeah.
There you go. I like the
Sorry, I had 2 bracket songs. I'm sorry.
All right. I got Dust to Dust. I'm sorry, I'm going with Ugh. I don't care. It looks like Ugh. Ugh is something you identify that people use as an expression. I don't understand the thing. It'd be spelled wrong.
Apparently, they said they had so much trouble writing that song. That's the title they came up with because they were just
Right, like Ugh, like yeah, whatever. Who cares? It is what it is. Sinister Smiles. God, I love that song. Dull Knives Cut Better. That's right. I included the in parentheses words. I was being generous. And Murder Scene, Queen of the Murder Scene. That's it.
Oh, is that it?
I love the album. Stop it. Don't look at me like that, Lewis. I know
I'm not
what I
looking at
said in
you.
my reviews of the album. I
I
love
just
the album. I
want
love
You
to
prefer
almost
to listen
every
to it as a
song.
whole,
I only
Yes,
want to say
that album for me is 10 times better when you listen to it in its entirety in order.
taking tracks off it is almost like just reading chapters of a book, different chapters,
Yeah,
and not,
and
not
it's
doing
not
the
that the
rest.
chapters are bad, to use your analogy. It's just the songs I chose are the ones that can stand alone without any context or any vibe coming from the song before for me.
well, that's what I feel about what I did. And I just wanted to say I wrote Dull Knives Cut Better without any parentheses. I just wrote it as a title.
That's the way
That's
it
all I
should be.
want. Yeah.
Okay, so we are on to my favorite album, Error. You're up, Louis.
Okay, this is a much shorter list because I went straight for what really gets me best. Disciple, Animosity, Money, Amour, Evolve, and Z. Those are my standout songs.
One more time.
Disciple, Animosity.
Doesn't matter because you're wrong. You forgot Choke.
I will tell you why I chose not to choose Choke.
All right.
You are okay? So you got the whole list.
Yeah, I just wanted you to read it again so I
Had
could
to
buzz
break
you.
buzz. Okay, I went and checked the lyrics video, and it makes me get sick with worry for them. Let me drown, let me drown, let me choke till I die, push me under. I said, this song's making me worry about those girls. I can't listen to that. It's breaking my heart, and I'm feeling sick with worry for them. I said, I
That,
can't have that
that's
on a
that's
playlist.
one of I'm sure that's just one of Pow's happy-go-lucky early morning thoughts when she wakes up all smiles.
I think Ali wrote that one. I'm not sure. I have to double check that. But either way, I don't want to hear them saying bad stuff like that because it makes me upset. It makes me like what if some crazy person like somehow infiltrates their ranks and tries to harm them, you know? So no, I can't listen to that. It ruins
That
me
might be
inside.
the most
Wild
in-depth in-depth and off-the-wall reasoning I've ever heard to not include a song on something, but hey, it works.
well, anyway, that's how it goes for me.
All right. Dave.
You're wrong, but that's good for you. So I've gone with Disciple, Choke, because it's one of the best songs on the album. Animosity, Money, Evolve, Amour, Error, Z, 23, Revenant. And if it was the live version, I would have gone with Breathe.
With Breathe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I could have put this whole album on here, and
I did, and then took a few off.
Yeah, I had to pull some off. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. I'm not placating warning fans. This fucking album for me is unfucking believable. But when push comes to shove, I took Choke, Animosity, Money, Evolve, Error, Z, 23, Revenant, and against everything in me because I hate things I can't pronounce, Martirio. Martirio, yes. Even though it's in Spanish and I don't care because I don't understand it, that just proves people I don't care what lyrics are about. It's a great damn song. And I have no idea what it's about to this day, and I don't care.
I've said every Motley Crue person's going, Vince Neil speaks English and we can't understand what he's saying either. So
A lot of bands are like that. You don't know what the hell they're really saying.
Okay, and we are up to the absolute masterpiece. So the Warning Army will tell you, keep me fed. Louis.
Okay. Technically, my list as its core list would have ended with the Error album. But these are my expanded to the list songs, and that would be Apologize.
Whoa. Sorry, Louis. Sorry, Louis. You're telling me that if you wouldn't have expanded this, you wouldn't even included anything off Keep Me Fed?
Pretty much.
At least I won't be the real bad guy here. All right.
But I still have some songs from it. So
Okay.
they are Apologize, which I won't for liking it.
You
Que Mas
should.
Quieres, which I wish had an English translation because it's very good. Escapism and Consume. Those are my songs. I know they're not your songs, but those are my choices.
I
All
just say
right, Dave.
I do like the songs that you've said, Louis, but I had 6 Feet Deep.
Okay.
Sick.
No.
I know Rob loves that one more. And I know he likes that one. Hell You Call a Dream and Automatic Sun.
Well, at least you left that piece of shit apologize off. But between the two of you, you got both of my least favorite Warning songs of all time picked off this album. All right, fair enough. I originally had three, the three that I liked when I was doing my reactions, the only three I knew until well after my reaction channel, and went into Sick, which was the end of my reaction channel, and Sharks and all that stuff. Is when I basically said, F this, I'm out on the Warning for now. I did add another one besides my original three. So
Ooh.
my original three that I thought were bangers from the jump, More, Hell You Call a Dream, Automatic Sun. I ended up adding Satisfied because I love the way the pre-chorus bridge, whatever you want to call it, that Dany sings going up into that chorus. The melody she's singing there is just amazing, and it just makes the entire song.
TWA, Rob's coming around.
Mm. Well, I didn't include Sick this time around because when I really listened to it, it just had a swath of an area that's like, it's kind of killing the song, and it just wasn't as. I mean, I don't mind the part about Sick being screamed and all that.
See, that's the part that kills me.
Yeah,
If they would leave that out, it's not a bad song, but that
yeah, but you gotta listen. It's just saying whatever, do it till it makes me feel sick. You know,
right.
You need that word.
So what you got is a stuttering. What's the people who swear all the time by accident?
Tourette's.
You got a stuttering Tourette's person stuck on doesn't make me feel, and then all of a sudden sick. It's just ridiculous. Just like Apologize, although the entire song musically and otherwise of Apologize is garbage. I have said way back on my reaction to Sick, there are parts of the song I like, but the chorus is unlistenable for me.
Did you see my Facebook post the other day about Old MacDonald Had a Farm, sung by a Tourette's person?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm not sure if I can repeat it. Can you drop the C word?
Oh, yeah, you can say whatever you want on this podcast, as long as it isn't hate speech, so YouTube will slap us. But
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I, cunt.
Jesus, for Tourette's, that works. I can actually hear that bartender. You ever see, God damn it, what was the Boondock Saints? That old man bartender, the way he drops the cuss words in there. Yeah, I could hear him singing that.
I like the girl from Juice Bigelow.
Yes. Okay, well, this was unbelievably quick. 23 minutes and counting.
I do have a couple of extra songs on my Warning playlist.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because somebody in the comments asked if we were covering.
I was going to say something, but I thought I'd just leave it till we did the.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I've got Enter Sandman by the
Which
Warning
one? The cover or their reimagination?
The reimagination, which is on the Metallica's Blacklist album.
Good call. Yep.
And I don't call it a cover because to me, it's not a cover. They didn't cover that song; they reinvented it.
It's like movies that are true stories, but really they're just loosely based on true stories. Yeah.
And I've got Hurt, which is Dead Poet Society with the Warning.
See, the name itself just did it for me. I couldn't even listen to it. What the hell is Dead Poet? It's a movie, as far as I'm concerned. Is that a band?
Yes.
Yeah. See, these Warning girls, for as attractive as they are, they sure hang out with a bunch of loser dork guys. I saw the picture of these guys. Look at the guys in Muse. If they weren't musicians, they couldn't get laid into prison with a handful of pardons. I mean,
Matt Bellamy from Muse was married to
fucking dorks. These chicks could get anybody, and they're hanging out with a bunch of fucking Poindexters.
I said Matt Bellamy was married to Kate Hudson.
Who the hell's Matt Bellamy?
The lead singer of Muse.
Well, there you go. That's how well I know them.
They're a huge band.
Yeah, in their own country.
Well, no, they're pretty big in the States.
Really?
Where are they
What's
from?
what's the last stadium tour
Muse,
they
they're from
from?
England.
Oh, they're from
I've never in my life seen Coming to This Town Muse in this state, country.
There's a great video on YouTube of Brian Johnson doing Back in Black with Muse. You know, when AC/DC kicked him out for a little while.
They actually
Because of his
kicked him out?
hearing. Oh yeah, because they said his hearing was for
No,
his
I
own
thought
good.
he left for that condition.
No.
Really?
Nah.
Wow, I did not know that.
So he did Back in Black with Muse and was done really well. And I know he appreciated it because obviously he was feeling a bit, you know, especially when you find out that Poindexter.
Well, if you can't hear,
replaced-
you can't sing, right? Because you don't know if you're on key.
Well, I think the way he sings it wouldn't matter.
No, it really wouldn't, but I was trying to be nice.
And they had Axl Rose take his place, so
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's the king of off key.
Frankie Valli's got the hearing problem. I don't know.
oh,
He's
what
deaf
a
in
night.
both ears or whatever. And Paul Stanley, no one knew he was deaf until a few years back when he finally admitted.
And all kidding
half of
aside,
my
everybody
ear.
knows my feelings of Ace. Isn't he seriously like tone deaf or something? There's something
He
with
does
his
have.
hearing.
He does claim to be deaf also.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just from his bad behavior and, or near too many loud amps, or I don't know what caused it, but, what's that? He was telling a story about, you ever heard of one he's setting up the drum for, I think his name is Mitch Ryder, the drummer for Jimi Hendrix.
I haven't heard it, no.
You never heard that story?
Uh-uh.
Well, when he was about, I guess I don't remember the age, but it was like 1970 or whatever. There was like this big concert of multiple bands playing in New York, and he was just walking around, and people thought he was some sort of a tech dude or something. So he goes, "Listen, we're short on people. What can you do?" And he says, "I could string guitar, set up drums. Oh, here's some drums. Go set them up." And he was a big Jimi Hendrix fan, but Mitch, and I hope his name is Ryder. If I'm getting it wrong, forgive me if I don't got the last name right. He always had curly hair and glasses. But when this guy comes up sitting at the drum stool and starts tapping away, he's got long straight hair, no glasses, and a bandana. And then he heard the other guy say, "Hey, Mitch, how's this one sound?" And then he says, "I just froze. I couldn't even talk to the guy. It was like I was starstruck. I was starstruck, and I couldn't talk to the guy. So I thought you'd heard that story because it's he said it a few times.
Well, since this is so short, let's kick something out here that's starting to really concern me.
Good.
And I noticed this in a couple of recent videos, and I brought it up in the discussion with the gentleman who is hooking me up with the meet and greets, tickets, and everything. And he's a ultimate premium, maximum, whatever, fan warning army member, whatever. He's got all this inside knowledge. He's met him, all that good stuff many times, whatever. But I had noticed there was a live show in Poland, I want to say. And I noticed everybody knows that Warning uses keyboard backtracks. Who cares? Nobody cares. But it was so prevalent and loud in the mix of that live show that you couldn't not notice the big keyboard-esque type sound. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm continuing to go song to song, skipping all their shit off Keep Me Fed that they insist on playing throughout the first quarter of the set. They could at least send that shit at the back so I could leave and beat the traffic when I go to a Minneapolis and skip all that crap. But I've noticed a disturbing trend here, and maybe, I don't know if you guys have watched any recent within the last couple years live footage. Paul looks less than fucking enthused on those drums now. She went from being the female Eric Singer, just pounding the shit out of those drums, to just like she's in the Rolling Stones. I'm like, you realize that the reason Powmania exists, yes, you're attractive. It's watching her. She got coined Animal, like the Muppets drummer by the Warning Army, all this stuff. And that whole persona is fucking gone. I don't understand it. It's extremely disappointing. I don't want to hear that she's not a kid anymore, so she doesn't have to hit the drums as hard. Eric Singer's a full grown fucking man, and before Kiss neutered him to look like Peter Chris, he beat the shit out of those drums. Blas Elias beats the shit out of those drums. It's entertaining, it's into the music. And this gentleman that I will be meeting in person for the first time said it depends on the night, and watch her as she comes to the stage. And you can almost tell in her demeanor whether it's going to be a high energy night or who gives a fuck night.
Well, I have seen some videos where the drumming is not as enthusiastic or as, you know, um, hey, when I can't remember the correct words, uh, enthusiastic or whatever. But I also think that has to do a lot of the material. I mean, if they're going to be doing the newer stuff from that last recent album, a lot of it's not going to have the drum requirement to be herself. You know, I don't know. Maybe she's kind of giving off the signal like we got to play these songs off the album because it's got the popularity and it's their biggest selling album. And maybe deep down inside, she kind of maybe resents some of that stuff. You know.
Well, anything's possible, and I don't want to insinuate anything, but I just hope it's not complacency to where
I think
they've reached that level of success. Obviously, they're not mainstream megastars yet, but they're no longer nobodies either. To where it's I don't have to try as hard. You know, the whole Ace Frehley syndrome.
I
I
just
hope
worry whether
that's
or
not.
not they're doing too much at the
I don't
moment.
want to hear that excuse though, because the girls use that excuse in every goddamn interview. We're just touring. So listen, I grew up with Kiss. You'd be lucky if they took 2 months off to record an album before they were back on tour. They're whining about doing 100 dates in a year. Kiss was doing damn near 200 to 300 dates a year,
I
three,
think
four
that's what
dates
they've
a
been.
night.
I think that's what they've been pushing the
Okay,
last few
and
years.
Paul and Gene never ever mailed it in. Neither did Peter. Ace is always just kind of swaying around, so you don't expect high energy out of him. You bring your fucking A game, whether there's 5 people or 5,000 people, whether you're tired or whether you're fully rested. That's being professional. I'm excited to see the warning because I love each member, but I'm super excited. I got what hooked me on the warning before Danny's voice was watching Pow just destroy those drums. Now you take something like that away. Now, obviously, I'm already hooked, and Dany's my favorite member anyway because she's got the charisma, the stage presence. Who, by the way, I've never seen Dany half-ass it on stage, vocally or energy level wise. I just get this feeling like this is going to end with three personalities wanting to be their own. There's a lot of stuff we talked about, including Pow having to come out with drummers so she can get her shot out front to sing a couple songs. And I asked him, you think this is going to be a problem where Pow's going to want to be the star, not Dany? Uh, nobody can tell the future. All I'm saying is the first step to knowing there's complacency is a lack of energy when it comes to an entertainer. And that is what I'm seeing. And it's not a one show thing. It's seemingly every live thing I see for the last year is Pow just going through the motions like she could give a shit.
Well,
And
I'll have to
and
have
if
a look
that's
because
her I'm saving energy thing, too bad. Then work out, get in the fucking gym, hire a cardio coach, because that's why people like to watch you. And if you're not going to be that person, people like me are going to say, yeah, I'll just listen to the albums. I don't want to go see you just sit there on stage.
I said I'll
Well,
have to have a look because I haven't noticed. But
I have. I was going to say, I hope that you will see the POW you want to see when you go to
Me
that
too.
show.
Me too. And that's what this gentleman said. He said, hey, you can tell, he said, watch when she comes on stage. I'll have to reiterate when we set up the tailgate to wait for the meet and greet
You
what he
mean
means by
like
that.
if
But
like
he
if
said
she
you can basically tell by her body language when she's walking onto the stage to start the show, whether she's going to be high energy or just blah.
so if it's a hop skip jump kind of thing, she's going to do good, and if she's kind of just slumping with a mosey, it's going to be a
Yeah.
bad night.
So
And
what do
I'm
you
not
think
saying
is
he's not saying that she plays bad. It's just she doesn't give you
The
that high
extra,
energy show.
that
Yes.
extra stuff that everybody loves.
And
When you
Dave,
watch her,
if go back, Dave, and watch snippets of the show from Teatro and the Pepsi Center days,
Yeah, I've
and
seen
then
all this.
watch some live stuff over the last couple years,
you
and
know,
you're going to see an amazing, calm demeanor about her compared to what she was.
it's too bad you can't put up that video of her 10 years old playing the drums so we could comment on that. Can you do
Yeah,
that?
I can. It just won't be monetized. That's all.
Are you worried about monetization for this?
Not for every video. I just didn't. My main thing was I scrapped after our intro. I love playing music for people just to give them something different that they might have not been thinking of. So we'd come out of the intro and I'd play 30 seconds of whatever song.
Yeah.
But that cost me monetization every single fucking time. And so I stopped doing that. But yeah, once in a while we can do a non-monetized video. It ain't gonna hurt us.
Have
Not
you
we're making money anyway.
You want to run it right now?
you
I
had
don't
any
have
issues?
I don't have it downloaded right now.
You had
Oh,
any issues with the warning ones yet, or
Oh yeah. The warning ones that I played their songs, the first 30 seconds or whatever, those are not monetized, never will be. They allow them, but you can't monetize them. See, there's three different areas here. Either they say nope, nobody can watch this video, or they'll allow you to use it, but you can't be monetized, or they'll share monetization with you. Or if you're real lucky, there's no monetization claim whatsoever, so you get full royalties. And I don't care, but if I'm going to be doing videos every day of the week, 3 times or at least 3 times a week, I'm not going to not be monetized on every single one of them. But yeah, because I tell you, if you two haven't watched that show, I think it's, if you just search the warning.
it's the Poland show, the Pole Rock.
Well, no. I'm saying they're old stuff.
Oh yeah,
When I fell in love with the
yeah.
song "Runaway," it was at like the Whiskey or no,
Yeah,
it was
Whiskey
even
Go-Go.
there's two different shows. They're dressed two different ways, so you'll notice. But
Well, one's
Allie's
in a
got on
bar
the one
and-
show her hair's back and it's like braided and almost shaved, and she's
Yeah.
just a freaking beast. And
Yeah.
Pow is playing the drums and almost standing up as she's going back off of the chair. I mean, the energy they all bring is so amazing. And then to see what's happening with Pow, it just concerns me. Because that could be a lack of interest. It could be tired, or it could be, I don't need to put that kind of effort in anymore. Either way, none of those options are acceptable to me.
I don't think it'd be a lack of interest.
Yeah. Well,
I've never seen a lack of enthusiasm when they're being interviewed.
There's two videos of that song. There's the Whiskey a Go-Go version, and there's the outdoor version where they play that Runaway song.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way we could just watch that 2015 live show, one of their very first full concerts.
Which one was it? What was it? What's the title of it? Is it Teatro or?
No, it's like
what are they wearing?
They're wearing regular kid street clothes. They're very
so this
young.
This is a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, and it's so tremendous, It's just to see them like three little kids freaking cranking the songs out and playing the way they do. It's like massive professionalism. It's not like, I guess because they're young, you forgive it. No, none of that's required. You watch it and you'll be impressed.
And that's different than that Whiskey or that other show?
That's like a year. It's a year before the Whiskey show. So,
okay.
And
you know what? If you find the link, email it to me, and I will see if I can get it downloaded, and we can just do a watch along.
Okay. Let me. Shit. Let me get the name of it real quick. Okay. I don't see you guys as I'm looking at my YouTube.
I can never get enough of watching The Warning until the last year.
Okay. It is called The Warning at Liceo, Liceo de Monterrey with 2 R's, not to confuse with the California version. And it's from a YouTuber named Trey Salazar.
How do you spell that Liceo thing?
Liceo.
At Liceo de Monterrey?
Yeah, DEMONTERREY. then MONTE.
Does it say complete show after that?
Yeah, June 8th, 2015. Are
From
you seeing that?
Trey Salazar?
Yeah, that's the one. You would be so freaking wildly impressed with that.
All right, I got it queued up, so I have it ready to go after the show.
Okay. So I
I
don't
will give
know.
it a watch, at least make sure the sound quality is what I need it to be, and then I'll download it and we can.
I think it has good sound quality for what it, live
Is that something
performance.
you want to go through and just kind of comment on and watch,
Yeah,
Dave?
whatever. We could do that. I mean, we do that for the next show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll be really excited. I'll be excited to see it and excited that you guys are finally seeing it.
Shit. It's daylight, huh? In that show?
Yeah, it's an outdoor
Okay.
daylight show.
Okay.
It's
Fair
really
enough.
impressive.
Do you want to keep rolling with Saturdays? Do you want to use different days? What do you want to do?
Well, I think a warning Saturday's pretty much. Well, we record on Saturday, but sometimes people don't see it till Sunday
Yeah.
because it's like 2
Yeah.
in the morning when it shows up.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking technology for you. As great as it is, it takes time to download and upload.
As long as obviously if we're taking Saturdays, it's not going to, piss the others off.
Yeah, the other crew might get upset.
No, they're fine not doing Saturday. I'm sure they like their weekends off.
Yeah.
It's double time though, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
Don't you pay us double time for this, Rob?
Okay.
I get
All
twice
right.
as much as nothing.
Wait till
Yeah.
we're doing Kiss tomorrow night, right?
Yes, tomorrow night, and that is going to
Good.
suck 6 ways of Sunday. Thank you, Lewis, for that terrible fucking goddamn choice I had to make on a mini songs.
Well, when Dave introduced the two albums idea of Creatures and Dynasty, or in his case, Dynasty, it was like, you know what? 2 other albums also have 9 songs, and let's have a knockdown, drag out fight, because no matter which of those first 2 choices would have won, then you go against something else, goes to the other final album, and then you wouldn't really get the real true picture of which album is one that reigns supreme. That's why you gotta have all 4. And
I'm already working on some 4-album battles that are from different bands.
You son of a bitch.
oh,
All
man.
right. I'll also say, where is it at? Did I already put it in my email? I hope I did. Somebody was being a real jackass to me in a good way. Yeah, I don't have it. It's in my email somewhere. I'll worry about the specifics later. But he said his goal was to stump me. I think it's Jason Cravens that was doing the original battles because it's always so easy for me, the choices. So he said I might have to start doing stuff you don't know. So you actually got to, think about it and try to compare. But he came up with a bunch of bands that make me want to vomit in my mouth just saying their names that most of them I've never even heard of. And I said, that sounds absolutely horrible. I love it. And he said, right? So he agrees. So it might be brutal to all of us, but that's also, I got so much shit in the fire. So whatever you come up with, Dave, send them on over.
When are we doing the women one? Because I've done.
I want to get to that one ASAP. So I think tomorrow we'll conspire with everybody to see what day works on them, and that'll be the next one. Scott threw me a curveball.
I've done my list, and I don't want to change it again.
Yeah, well, Scott gave me a curveball by throwing that second sighting in because the women was going to be next, and then that pushed us off. So,
well, that's good because I only know the song I like the least, and I got 3 or 4 that I would probably put at the top, and everything else in between is I like and hate, mix, whatever. Some I like, some I hate, and I just haven't figured out what order I would put them in.
I've gone with some Louis theory in mine.
Oh, that's good. Well, which particular theory did you use? I have
real life.
You'll find out.
Oh,
real life experience.
Like, yeah, does it upset
you?
you?
You use the ballads. I've used something else.
So if it rocks, you're going to put it at the bottom of the list.
No.
All right, so tomorrow, Kiss. Next week, Saturday, we will do a watch and comment to the warning at Liceo de Monterrey from 2015. I know a lot of the warning fans asked me on my reaction channel, you could just do it live, and it's so hard for me to pay attention to something and field the comments. Let's just see how this goes, and we'll decide if it's worth doing live. How many people like to see us watching something that they've seen a billion times? We'll see.
I'm just watching Power Drum in Madrid in 2025 in April, and she's looking pretty happy.
Well, then maybe it's like that dude said. It's going to just depend on the night. I don't know. I'm hoping that's all it is. But that Poland show, man.
I didn't like the sound. I didn't like the sound on the Poland show. It was all
I didn't either. That's what I said. That the keyboard backtracks were so freaking loud.
I reckon a couple of times when you look at Power, she doesn't look happy about it either.
If I put warning Poland, I would get that show and I could check it out myself.
Yeah, it should be 2024 or 2025. It's fairly recent.
Okay.
And the sound quality and the camera work is great, just like their teatro and stuff like that. It's just, man, you can really hear things you don't normally hear, and it's distracting to say the least.
They did one show in Milan. I forget, it was 2018 or 19, and it's really good.
So I'm just listening to you guys and watching Power just banging away. And Dany
doing all of her head back and forth and hand behind her back and all that stuff.
And when she's singing, she's coming right forward to do her singing.
Okay. Well, maybe I've just been picking some off nights that I'm watching.
They've just done money.
And honestly, I don't give a shit so long as the night I go to, she's an animal.
So you wouldn't expect much from Ace Frehley on any night you went to?
I wouldn't have expected much from Ace Frehley in 1974. That's not his thing. I have no problem.
I reckon most people go, if he shows up, it's good.
Plus, yeah. No, I would never. Ace's whole, that was his, I don't know if it worked for his space, character, but I think that's just who he is. He's just lackadaisical, and that's fine. But when you advertise, it'd be like Paul Stanley after 1975, all of a sudden not swinging his arms, not jumping in the air, not shaking anything, just standing there and strumming. I mean, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on here?
Boom.
Boom. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow night, and everybody else, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Tunes, brothers, smashing